Corporal Cassini, and I know the officers. I know you guys, I know your phone numbers, so I could get to you. But most of the people will not be able to get to. I tell them call 911. The other thing is that if they are short of officers, they shouldn't be standing at a hearing for alcohol licenses and supporting them. More than 2 officers from Hollenbeck sat at the hearing to support an alcohol license upgrade for El Mercado and Boyle Heights when we have so many liquor licenses. Those are the things that I am complaining about. Why are these officers sitting there? They could send a letter just like you could send a letter to City Hall. They could do so, and they should be doing their job in the district. Thank you.
On everything you said, I just want to emphasize on the screws for the license plates. How can we let the community know that they can go and pay them when you guys at the station?
You can either call me or call Steve, and if anybody from the board, you can write. Anybody here is interested. If there's one of you that can write down who needs them, then one of us, either me or Steve, can bring you the screws, and then you can pass them out to whoever you want to give them to.
We can also go to the station and get them ourselves, right?
Yes.
Okay, we need to wrap this up, so is there, we'll go ahead and take the stakeholders' concern question. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Nadine Diaz, and I'm a third-generation constituent of this district. And I want to echo, or actually piggyback on the senior woman who indicated her issue about her safety. Now, I know Officer Cassini. I'm the block captain in my neighborhood, and what I've learned to do, I'm the type of person, I want answers, I go to the top. So when I call Hollenbeck, and I encourage all of you, ask for the commander-in-chief. Ask for the captain if it's the evening time, and you can be polite and say, I appreciate your time, but this is what's happening to me. I work with geriatric patients, with seniors, and I care about your safety, and I care about everybody's safety. And if this is not conducive to our community and our needs, and I want to commend you on your comment and saying, you know, what gives? What gives? If this was Brentwood, San Marino, Pasadena, Alhambra, Montrose, it wouldn't be happening. And this is 2004. And back to what Ms. Marcus said about alcohol licensing. We have a problem in our district, a big problem. I'm a social worker, a health advocate, and we don't need any more alcohol licenses. When we don't have jobs for people, what do? They end up drinking. And alcohol is not the answer to our problems. Boyle Heights is saturated with alcohol licenses. And unfortunately, the leadership there continues to support more alcohol licenses. That is not conducive to the community. And our taxes pay the police's salary. We support the LAPD, of course we do. They protect us. But there's got to be a balance. There's got to be communication, and Officer Cassini mentioned it. If you don't speak up, they don't know what's going on. And I have a problem with Officer Cassini. In regards to alcohol licenses, police don't need to show up to alcohol licenses and support them. They need to do the research and find out how many we have in the community overall. So, thank you for your time and listening to me.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Officer Cassini. And just like this last stakeholder was saying, you can, I don't know if Officer Cassini mentioned, he did say to contact the station or the captain or the watch commander to report an incident. You can also call internal affairs there. You take a phone call. If they take a phone call from you, they have to cut a face sheet on the incident and do a thorough investigation. And I, as a former employee, do know that. Thank you. We're going to move on to item number 4. Discussion and possible action. Approval of the minutes for the general meeting of the board held on Wednesday, July 2nd, 2014. And special meeting of the general board held on Monday, August 18th, 2014. Now our recording secretary is not here today, and we don't have the August 18th minutes, but we do have the July 2nd minutes. Capricia, is she here? Oh, did you print them? The minutes? Okay, so if you guys will take... take a minute to read the minutes. And if there's no objections or corrections, we will go ahead and approve them. Okay, are we ready?
You need a motion for that?
Is there any corrections? Anybody? Any amendments that you see need to be made to the minutes? Nobody? Okay. I can't get a motion. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and approve the minutes. No objections, no corrections? Okay, minutes are approved as submitted. And again, August 18, 2014 will be tabled for the next agenda. Item number 5, Treasurer's Report regarding LA 32 finances. Discussion and possible action, approval of the LA 32 Neighborhood Council monthly expenditure report for August 2014. Michelle?
Monthly expenditure for the month of August 2014. We have on August 13, 2013, the General Board meeting, 4 hours. Budget category operations here in the El Sereno Senior Center. It's an auto deduction, $80 was charged. We have August 18, 2013, General Board meeting, 4 hours, operations, El Sereno Senior Center, auto deduction, $100. We have MPG flyers for MPG process, operations, vendor Charlie's Printing, $283.40. A total of $463.40 for the month of August 2014.
Is that everything?
Yeah, it wasn't that much for August.
Okay, I do see that we have a public comment on this item. Mr. Johnson?
Good evening again, board and community members. I just want to state it as fact here. Last meeting, we voted on an issue pertaining to meetings at Cesar Chavez Elementary School. And I also want to state for the record here, whether under the 1070 provision of declaring a conflict of interest, whether the treasurer has a conflict of interest that you need to disclose to the board and the community. Under the Secretary of State office, Friends of Cesar Chavez Elementary to California For-Profit Corporation. This paperwork was filed on May 16, 2014, file number C as in cat 3676896. Register agent, Michelle Crisantes. And the address is listed 5243 Oakland Street. I wonder if that's the same address at the elementary school. Reason why this is important is that as you go through fiscal training, the department, the city attorney, mandates that you declare a 1070 conflict of interest, whether you have a business interest or anything that has to do with anything being voted upon. In the last meeting, I remember asking this question, whether anybody on this board had a conflict of interest. And if anybody is associated with this for-profit corporation that is operating at 5243 Oakland Street, then they should have declared it at that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Board, remember you have 2 minutes each, 2 times to speak. Is there any questions and or concerns about the monthly expenditure report? Otherwise? Nobody? Do we have a motion to approve?
I move the motion.
Second the motion.
Sorry. Who seconded? Adam?
Aye.
Alan. Okay, so we have a motion to approve the monthly expenditure report for August 14. Motion made by Mr. Chavez, seconded by Mr. Prieto. All in favor? Raise your hand. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a roll call.
You can just call out the people,
Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Gama?
Yes.
Augie? Adam?
Yes.
Sasha?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Cynthia?
Yes.
Mr. Chavez?
Simone.
And Capricia Vallecillo, yes.
Gosh, can you get up here?
No, I need to record.
I know. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Motion to pass the monthly expenditure report for August 2014. Passes. Count is 8. 801. Right? Should I abstain? Motion passed. Next item number 6. This item, I think we need some clarification on it. There was a discussion and possible action to approve a couple motions that were submitted by the outreach committee. They're dictated on your agenda, however, we are not able to vote on funds right now because there's no funds available, and that's what we're working on in getting out of exhaustive efforts. However, if somebody would like to amend one of the motions anyhow, for the movie night, we would like to appear and do outreach without spending money. So is there an amendment?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, if I can speak on it. If we can't spend money on it, at least we want to be there physically. With our presence, a canopy, whoever would like to come and do some outreach, that'd be cool. And, we had some good ideas, but if we can't spend money, at least let us be there as a presence. And I'm asking the board to let us be there.
Okay, so in order to set up the tents that have the LA32 and the chairs and pass out our flyers, we also do need a vote on that, so we do need an amended motion.
I move the motion.
We don't have a motion.
I move his amendment.
Did you make an amendment?
No, I am saying I would like to ask the board to let us be there, so one of the board members make that motion.
Can't make the motion, move the motion.
Does he have to amend the motion?
We have to amend the motion, yeah.
You have to
Oh,
move
wow.
to amend the motion.
All right, so the motion would read,
You first have to move to amend it.
excuse me?
You first have to move to amend the motion,
Oh,
vote
okay,
on that,
so-
and then we gotta vote on the new motion.
So I move to amend the motion.
So you have to say what amendment you're making.
Right, that's what I was saying. I move to amend the motion to say that the LA32 Neighborhood Council approve us being there with the Alley 32 canopy, Alley 32 director's chair, and flyers for outreach.
Second it.
Okay, so we have an amendment to the motion that states that LA 30 to approve being at movie night on September 6, 2014, with use of LA 32 tents, chairs, and distribution of outreach flyers.
Yes.
And we got a second by Ruben?
Yes.
Is there any public comment on this? Do you have a public comment on this still? Okay, Mr. Johnson?